My name is Adrian Nanchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. Now, as entrepreneurs, we are almost obliged, we're almost inadvertently better off by thinking bigger. Think big, but act local. Think big of changing the world, doing much more complicated, complex, grandiose things, but act small. Not act small, but act lean, act local, be smart. It's often easier to think big and work big and imagine and organise big than it is easier. When you want to start a business, I find that getting the first sale is the hardest. Getting a 10th sale is quite easy, because by then people know who you are. You've got trust, respect, authority, a reliable source of traffic. Getting the 100th sale is generally easier. Getting that 1000th sale is generally a little bit easier. But I find that once you get to like 10th, or the digits go faster. When you get to 100, or the 10th digits go faster. When you get to 1000, or the 100th digits go faster. When you're thinking big in your business, you are taking your vision, your goal, and no restrictions, no restraints. You're able to scale it up as big as you want. I found there's only two real requirements in business, as a side note: happiness and competent. You don't have to be as big and grandiose as you want, but as long as you're happy with what you're doing and the lifestyle it's creating, and you're competent, you're getting the rewards, it's working, you've seen the fruits of your labour, then it's fine. You don't have to think big and grandiose and global, but if you're happy and competent with big enough as it is, that's perfectly fine, because it's your business. Far be it from me to tell you how to run your business precisely, but I'm giving ideas and advice. So, thinking big. I started a hemp business recently, about 2 or so weeks ago, and the vision in the first place, years ago when I had the idea, was to go into like biofuels and hydroponic farming. I wanted to call the business Powered by Hemp, but that name was already taken, and that business idea was far too complicated for me. It was beyond my competence. I didn't know what the hell to do. Engineering and Series 1 investments and hydroponic farming, I know nothing about it. So over time I scaled the business down. And I started instead on what I'm competent at, which is like e-commerce, sales, marketing, things like that, intellectual property, education. Okay, let's take that, let's combine all that with hemp, pivot the business. My purpose is to champion hemp's use and to bring it to the mainstream conscience. So champion hemp's use, meaning I'm taking everything I know about it and I'm advocating it to the world. Essentially I'm saying why you should give a shit about using hemp. Why you should care. So what? Changing hearts and minds. Well, hearts and minds. And the other passion, or other mission, or part 2 of that mission, is to bring it into the mainstream conscience. So what does that mean? That means that I'm taking this hemp, this industrial product from a farm, from a manufacturer, and turning it into clothing, paper, plastics, construction, food. I want to not just sell clothing online as e-commerce store. That's phase 1. Phase 1/2, maybe 3, something like that. Phase 1 is build a community, champion hemp's use while selling the product. Phase 2 is to sell the product and then start to find other ways of bringing it to the mainstream conscience. Because it isn't just about hemp. Hemp, it could have been any product really, but it was underutilized, so I want to change that. One thing I've learned actually from a mentor, just a video I saw, by Sheldon Anderson, a billionaire in America, Nevada. He has like casinos and hotels. Yeah, he's like 40 or 50, 60, 30 billion, something like that, a lot. And he says the secret to success by his definition is to change the status quo. And that inadvertently means thinking big. And that's how I want to behave and act and think and strive. I'm taking this hemp, this underutilized material in the world, and I'm taking it mainstream. I'm changing the status quo by using hemp. So you're going to ask yourself, in fact, the question of the day is, how are you changing the status quo? How are you thinking big? I'm thinking acting big in the hemp business. It's interesting how this channel and the hemp business is more or less at the same time, so they're going to grow together. So over time, this channel is going to see it's going to be some interesting little stories every now and then of what's happening in that business. I'm excited. It's going to be a challenge, but it'll be damn worth it. So the question of the day is, how are you changing the status quo, and how are you thinking big? Because this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. How cool is that?